We're going to go ahead and get started, and where we're going to start is just kind of an overview. I'll go through all these and I'll show them. If you have any questions at any time, just go ahead and you can send them over to me, and I will try and answer them as we go. Today we're going to talk about the intro to social media for businesses. This is a very high look at things that you can do. By no means, we are not the experts at this. But we do it ourselves, as well as we use outside sources to help us. We can pass that information along to you, but this is just really to help you see within your technology what's out there and how you can do things yourself to just really get yourself a presence. As we go through this, if you have questions, please ask, or you can hold them till the end, or you can always send them to me. You can send them to sales@nemsys.com, and we'll answer them that way also. In addition to that, we'll send out this post here that I have with all the information on it, as well as we'll post this up onto our website. So, first, to start off, we're going to talk about Facebook, and the three areas that we're going to talk about really are Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. There are many different social media outlets that you can use, but these are the three main ones, and we'll tell you how to use them for your business. You can use them personal as well, but this is just kind of a look at where you can get started. All of these different outlets are really, a good analogy is it's like the radio. You're putting information out there on different channels, and people can receive that or participate in different ways. For example, when they want to comment back on you, on your post that you put, that's kind of like calling into a radio station and interacting with a DJ. So really, you're kind of like the DJ. You get to play the music, put out there whatever message you would like, but you then have some comments. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but you get to monitor that and have the interaction and a level of interaction that you're looking for. So to start off, I just want to make sure that if you have any problems hearing me, that you just message me so that I can make sure I can change that. Okay, so within Facebook, there's different ways that you can go about this. The way that I would suggest is you can make a standard business page. I'm going to share some of these what these things look like with you as well, so we'll bounce back and forth between actual different things that are out there as social media that we use, as well as this list. Okay, so within Facebook, we have different ways that we can show this. This is the link that I posted on the page. Here's how you get started. I'm not creating anything new. I just pulled the information together. Facebook can walk you through this. You can create a page. The link is here for you. And really what this is, it helps you with for your business, is that you can interact with your current clients, potential clients, and create a presence. And you get to decide what that presence on Facebook looks like. You can add photos, you can have polls, and interact with clients by asking questions. But what's really nice is you can see how they're interacting with you and really gain a new level of a relationship with your clients. Typically, you may not work with everyone in the other businesses that you work with if you're business to business, but this way you can kind of see those other people, how you interact, and maybe get a new relationship and build on what you already have with them. So here's an example of Nemsys, our Facebook page. So on here we have pictures across the top. We also have, when we do something, we post it up here. For example, we went out and celebrated with our clients for turning in their surveys as quick as possible, because that was information we wanted, so we had pizza parties. In addition to that, we put useful information up here. Here is effective use of your social media for your business. This is up here, and that's what we're doing today. So you can post things that you're doing so you can get other people to follow you and watch what you're doing. how to use this to engage is that you want people to like your page. And we currently have 70 people who like this page. In return, we like other pages, and those are listed down below. And we interact with other people, our clients or community partners, business partners that we have, and we can interact and really get a sense of what's going on, the buzz, so that we can try and tailor what we do towards those people that we interact with. You really can generate comments and drive engagement with your clients. For example, Nemsys has a monkey that we send around to our clients, and we have them send them the pictures of the monkey back. So I'm going to find those pictures for you. They're not under that folder. We can then, you can get people to engage with you through the pictures that you have. We have people who post on comments about our pictures, individual pictures. For example, you can see a picture and somebody can post below it. We have people who've liked this picture, so it just generates some comments. We like to show who we are. We don't really get to interact, as you know, in a direct way with our clients all the time, because we are, we do things remote, we work in the background, and we want to keep you up and running. We don't want to remove you from your computer, so we try to do as much in the background. But what happens is you lose that interaction with us. So what we're trying to do is show you who we are through our Facebook page, and really build that relationship. How you can learn from this is that you can adjust what you do and tailor based on your likes, your dislikes of people, their comments. You can also use this as a tool to draw new people in. For example, you can draw people in by offering specials. There are many people who put job postings on their page, and it's a free way to do so because all the people that you work with and like your page can share that link. You can have some free advertisement on that. Also, you can use this to have friends recommend who you are, and you can also use, by having a Facebook page, you can also do some promotional and sponsorship through Facebook itself. For example, that would be things on the side that are sponsored links. And what you can do is really tailor that to what you're looking for. So this is just a quick example of who we are, what we do, and how we use Facebook. In addition to that, you can have, people can like you, but you can't like other people who have a regular page. So for example, if you want to have something individually within your company, so for example, Nemsys has a page, but myself, I have a page for me personally, and that is separate from my personal page where I put my friends and family. This is Katie Rothkar as a business person. I can put Katie Rothkar Nemsys, and that will allow me to like this page and people can like me. But what it also does is provides a face for who Nemsys is. People like to interact with people rather than just Nemsys. So what we're doing is kind of spawning off into that idea that we have who Nemsys is as a group, and now we have Nemsys, and I will talk about Nemsys as an individual, and you can interact with me as well. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and ask, but this is one way to do that. How to get started with Facebook as a business. This is how it works. Really, you can just start here. It's really simple. You can click on the pages, and you can choose who you are. If you're a person, on behalf of your company, you can do this public figure. But if you would like to do a local business or a place or a company or organization, a brand or a product, if you're a cause, for example, if you're a nonprofit, or entertainment. You get to choose what you want, and from here, you choose the category that you would like to be in. You put your name in of whatever you'd like and get started. It is that easy. You can have this up and running within 15 minutes. And that's really on the long run, because you can get going so quick with this. And you just post pictures. Pictures gain a lot of interest because people like to see pictures. How this will work is if you're a friend of Nemsys, for example, and we post something on Nemsys's page, you will see that on everybody's page who has liked you. So that will show up in their news feed. So it just keeps that conversation going as well. So that's just kind of another way to do that. And for example, this probably showed up on your page if you are a friend of Nemsys. So that is a little bit about Facebook. At this time, I'm going to pop back so your screens may go. I just want to check and see if anybody has any questions. Okay, anybody having any problems hearing me, questions, anything like that? All right, so now we are going to move on, and we are going to talk a little bit about Twitter. So we are going to go back to our website. Now, Twitter is a little bit different than Facebook, and I'll go into explaining that. Okay, so this is the side for Twitter, and you can kind of go through and see there's some different areas. There's the basics, optimizing your activity, and start advertising, which you can advertise on Twitter as well, and trends, and that's on all of these you can advertise. I'm going to just show you some of the best practices. Really, this is what's on the sheet for you, how you engage. This is what Twitter looks like. All it is you write in under 140 characters what is on your mind or what's going on. For an individual, you are really able to say whatever you would like. As a business, this is kind of the voice of the business. So some of the things that they suggest is sharing photos of behind the scenes of your business, very similar to Facebook, but this is really a snippet. This is a micro blog, as they like to call it, and that's just a little bit of what's going on. Here's what's happening right now. So for example, today I could right now tweet about having this webinar and that I'm talking to a couple great people and they are very interested in social media, and here's how Nemsys is doing it, and hey, listen to our webinar. I could post that. For me, it is very difficult to figure out what to tweet about. People in your business may be much better at it than you, and that may be a responsibility that you pass to somebody else in your organization. For example, it may be somebody who is actually working with customers. So if you work in manufacturing, it may be somebody who is on the floor and they are, making a new part and they want to talk about it, and that's what they like to, because that would be interesting to your clientele who's interested in hearing about that. So there's different ways of doing this. And again, this is just like Facebook, where you need to figure out, do you want a person to talk or do you want the business to talk? There are many different companies that have decided to have the business talk and they pass responsibilities. So it may be Katie Rothkar is an individual, but we just have a Nemsys Twitter account, and we rotate. It may be Marissa talking one day, it may be Katie, it may be John, and you can kind of pass that responsibility but still have one Twitter account. In addition to that, things that you can do is really listen. Again, this is just like radio. You're just spewing information out, and people can receive it at any time throughout the day, as well as when it fits into their schedule. So one of the suggestions is listen to it, on things that you're receiving, because you may find that your clients watch Twitter during the day, during the work hours, and in the evening, they don't. So you may need to tailor how you're posting and what your frequency of posts so that it fits your clients. And so you can kind of play that balance of what's going on. Also, you can ask questions and get information about what you would like to know from your clients or people, your vendors, people that you interact with. You can also respond to different comments right away. This is real time. You can go in, you're notified that somebody has tweeted to you or retweeted, so you can continue that conversation. It's very similar to calling into a DJ on a radio station. You pick and choose when you want to comment, and somebody comments right back to you. Just like in Facebook, you can post rewards. For example, discounts, time-sensitive deals. If you know you have some hot items and you want to get rid of them, you can offer something to those people who are following you on Twitter so that you can get rid of it. I've seen it happen a couple times. For example, there's a Chinese restaurant and they offered 25-cent egg rolls till they were out, and they offered it through Twitter, and that was the only way they did it, to a certain location, and they sold out. But that was how they regulated their inventory, because they had a new shipment coming in. So there's some pretty cool things that you can do with rewards that will help you kind of figure out what you would like to do with your business and use it as an additional tool. Also, this is a way for you to really demonstrate that you have a bigger picture in mind, who your business is, what your values are, and how you work with other people. You can share that, demonstrate that through tweeting on what you actually do. Again, tweeting is the way that you talk to other people. So that's when you type your 140 characters in here, that is called a tweet. So things that you can do is retweet. So tweet what somebody else says back to yours. So if somebody compliments you or says they like something, you can retweet it so everybody can see, and that you're kind of giving people the information that they need and really just giving value to those other people and championing them. Establishing the right voice for you. You have the ability to share what you want to share and give you the look and feel that you want to give. So, for example, and this is my personal Twitter account, you can put backgrounds in here. This is me. I'm really a big fan of Toledo and doing things in the community. So those are some of the things that I like to talk about. You can also use Twitter not just from your computer but from your phone, which makes tweeting a lot easier. So some of the things that you can do are set this up on your phone so that when you are working with clients or working with your staff and you want to share what you're doing, you have the ability to tweet very quickly and you're not stuck into going back to your computer. So that is just an example of that. In addition to that, just like in Facebook, you want to get followers and follow other people. That gives credibility. So you want to really boost those numbers and get people to follow you. Some of the rules of thumb for this is you want to start posting that, hey, I have a Twitter account, gain followers, and start following other people probably twice a day. So you can post in the morning and post in the evening so people start following you. And then you want to post about different topics throughout the day. And this is where somebody who is in social media can really help you come up with a strategy. Some of which is, if you have a post on Facebook, you can also tweet it. So you can copy what you're doing in one, do another. Now, some of the caveats that is, there may be the same fans, so they're seeing the same thing. So you can switch it up, change the wording, point it back to somewhere else. So maybe you're always driving people to your website or always driving people to your Facebook fan page. Those are different ways to use Twitter, and that differs from Facebook. So between the two, they have very similar properties on why you use them and how you use them, but really Twitter is just a shout out and you want to direct them somewhere else. And that's the difference. So if you want to drive traffic to your website, you want to talk about your website and point people back through content that you post in Twitter and send them back. Any questions really on that? I'm going to pop back here and see if anybody has any questions. If you do, just let me know and we will stop on that one. Okay, the last one here is we're going to talk about LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is very different than Twitter and Facebook. It is a professional network and really it's about knowledge sharing. Again, here's the overview of company screens. I have this link for everybody. But how this differs is really, this is to provide testimonials, and I just heard somebody equate it to a way to view people and see the credibility, very similar to Angie's List. Somebody kind of brought that up to me. So you have a profile of who you are, you can get testimonials from people you work with, but it's more of a professional level of here's what we do, here's who I am, and that people can see who you are. For example, this is my page. You have an inbox, groups that you can belong to. So it's very similar to Facebook on how it's set up, that you have an inbox, different groups, but this is all about connecting and talking about business, sharing that knowledge, and finding the right people that you need to share the information with. Again, you can see who's viewing you. So over the last 7 days, people have viewed me. And so I can see who these different people are. And I can link up with them. They may be looking for something, trying to find who I am, what I'm doing, or what Nemesis is doing for credibility. So this is one of those tools that's more of a business aspect. Also, it does a lot of trending, so you can see how many views, that you can see my views are increasing over time, and how I'm in searches. So you can see that through the trends, my name is coming up more and more within searches. So the more information you put into your profile, the more you come up and more connections you have. So I have 159 connections. I need to get that way up. But this allows you to see the summary of who I am, my background, and some connections that I have. So this is just one way to do it, and it also tells you how to improve your profile. And this is things that you can do. So update your skills, education, more detail, and that means that people will find you. So this is a different way of, it's more business aspects rather than personal. So you can have a page, a company page versus a personal page. Also, there is advertising available on LinkedIn. So in addition to that, there are many different social media tools that you can use. A new one is Google+. I didn't touch on that because they're limiting how many people can join at this time. They're trying to really keep it small as they grow it, into really getting good information how to improve it before they move too fast. So really today's goal was all about just exposing you to social media and that there are outlets for you to do this. If you're interested or would like more information on how to start a social media program within your company, you can contact us. We can kind of give you some guidance, but we can really just hook you up with some really good people who helped us, who are out there, who, one, can manage it for you, or you can actually do a whole lot of other things with it and take it to the next level. I'm going to show you one tool. This tool is the last thing I'll show you. This is a way to manage your social media without getting overwhelmed. I use Hootsuite. Hootsuite can pull all those different social medias into one area, and you can manage it from one place. So you can send out tweets, you can send out Facebook updates, you can send things from back and forth between different social media platforms, but you can also see who's messaging you or retweeting or mentioning you, and really just kind of get an understanding of what's going on with your social media. The more people start talking about you, the better it is. And you can start driving people to the places that you would like them to go to know about your business. So it looks like we are right on time. Are there any questions at this time? If you have a question, just go ahead and you can click on my name or go over to the questions and type one to me and I will answer it. If not, you can go ahead and email it to sales@nemsys.com and we'll answer them for you. So I'm going to pause right now, and if any questions come in, I'll answer them. If not, we will close our webinar. Well, it looks like we don't have any questions at this time. I appreciate everybody coming, and this will be posted on our website, and you can refer back to it or pass this on. At any time, if you have any questions, support questions, go to support@nemsys.com. That would be technical things. If you have any questions on webinars or social media or anything else that we've talked about in the webinar, send it over to sales@nemsys.com. Thank you very much for attending the NEMSYS Intro to Social Media webinar, and I appreciate it and talk to you soon.